And I think your first thing out of dirt was saloon cars. Is that the first thing you had a crack at out of it?
And that was thanks to Dial Before You Dig. So through the sponsorship through Sprint Cars, they also had the saloon car program.
Yeah.
And I went down and raced saloon cars. Never driven it before. Pissed down rain all weekend. And rocked up and done a... Oh, actually, no, sorry. I tell a lie. I done a practice day at Sydney. Yep. And then I rocked up and raced saloon cars, which was cool.
Yeah, right.
But I think I was at that point where I must have just been a little bit over Speedway because thinking about it now, going from Speedway with, even if you had a couple of thousand people in the crowd or 1,000 people in the crowd, the atmosphere was pretty cool. Going from that to a saloon car race at Phillip Island in the wet with no one watching, but it still excited me. I don't really know why. Maybe I was just over sprint cars at that point.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of factors in that, with blowing up engines and all that sort of stuff. I think the biggest thing with sprint cars, though, why I wanted to go that way is because I'd won a race, the 10,000 to win, and I felt like the next stage was I probably couldn't get to that next stage with the budget I had, and I couldn't get any more sponsorship because there was no TV. Yeah. So that's where the saloon car stuff started coming in, and that's where I seen Porsches for the first time. Yeah,
right. Because that was the whole Shannon's Nationals thing.
Yeah. So there was saloon cars, Porsches, and supercars. V8 touring cars. And do you remember Josh Hunter? I think Josh Hunter.
I do. What's happened to him? He's just gone off the map. He was a good driver. He's in Super 3 at one stage, didn't he?
Done Super 2 as well. Yeah, with Morris Pickering, his backer. Easy Finance.
Easy Finance,
yeah. So he...
I always remember those cars by the colour.
Yeah. I was actually thinking about him before. Maurice? Is it Maurice or Maurice?
Yeah, Maurice. I think it's Maurice.
Pickering. Like, where did he go? Massive commitment into motorsport, and then
WPS just
disappeared. Just went, no, I'm done with this shit. But I've got him on Facebook, but I've just never asked the question. Yeah. I'm pretty. Not many people reply to me, but I always ask questions on socials and shit to like drivers.
I like to do that. That's how I started this podcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I just randomly asked a few questions to people on social media, and obviously for me, I asked it actually at a DSO meeting. Like at one of my Formula Ford meetings, and I got talking to Stephen White, who's going to be a guest on here, and he was telling me a story, and I said, you know what, save it. I'll just create a podcast and go from there.
Shut your mouth. Yeah. You put this up to your lips, like, shh.
So we're similar in that way.
Yeah.
But man, it's been great talking to you and learning a bit about your car racing life, and obviously for this weekend you've got 32 cars on the grid.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
If it rains, it's going to be pretty crazy.
Yeah. Do you reckon you can get up there in the wet?
Don't know. No idea. I'd like to, in the BF, when I had the BF, mate, I was unstoppable. Like I was easy out in front by seconds. But then I had a race at Sandown in the old FG, and I really struggled in that one. But another new car, so who knows? Who knows? It's hard being a privateer in that situation because sometimes you're super quick, but there's a lot of risk involved. And to ride it off, we've got 8 days between leaving Sydney and bumping into Bathurst.
Yeah.
So it's going to be risk reward. And
do you have to do another COVID test when you go up there, or you just?
Good question. I think we would do. Yeah.
I had to do 2 for my thing, but I'd say you'd be doing the same thing.
Yeah. Are you up there? Are you?
No.
No. No, I thought you meant for Bathurst. Yeah, I think so. So I'll probably have to do one for Bathurst again. But my girlfriend is a swabber, so she just gets me in.
Banging. Yeah. Does it straight away.
Happy days, yeah.
Would you be tempted to, obviously this weekend, I think they've got the S5000s at the track as well.
Yeah, sign me up.
If you want to do it, that's what I was going to ask next.
100%.
You want to have a crack at the S5000s?
100%. Yeah, I like things that excite me. Like, it's, I get to a point, like with anything, and when I get familiarised, it's fun. Don't get me wrong, I love it, every part of it. But when I try something different, and it doesn't matter if it's just a go-kart or anything, as long as it's different, it excites me. And then I seen S5000, I was like, big power, hardly any tyre, and a bit of aero. And I thought the aero thing would be cool because I never got to do the F3 aero or anything like that. But I've done sprint cars with aero. So I think I'd have the mindset all right to do it. So I'd love to,
Have you spoken to any of the drivers like Joey or Braden Wilmington or something like that about going about it if you did? Because I'm pretty sure they are keen to get more guys on the grid.
Yeah, I'd definitely do it. I think Boise's going to do it this weekend.
Yep.
Jordan Boyce. And he's pitted next to me in Super 2. I think that's a big ask, doing S5000 and Super 2 in one hit. in one weekend. That's a huge ask. So if he goes well, that'll be a big up for him.
Yeah.
So I'll probably pick his brain over the weekend.
Every time I see guys trying to double up,
Yeah.
it reminds me of the go-kart days when you go like junior heavy and junior clubbing, or
Yeah, dude.
just to get exhausted.
I done that at the state titles at ACT this year. I was like, I'm going to write, because I won the heavy title last year in go-karts.
Yeah.
And then I was like, fuck. And I didn't even, like, I wasn't even, not trying, but I didn't really think I was going to go well. So I was like, I'm going to try this time and I'm going to win 2.
Yeah.
Just ruined my whole weekend because the lights, I was terrible, just couldn't get the setup right. And then because I'd spent all weekend trying to get the light cart right, I got into the heavies and I still got second. It was a good weekend, but I was just pee nowhere. So now I just realised you got to focus on one thing. Yep. I remember texting, he's probably one of the only dudes that's ever written back to me, like a high up, Paul Morris.
Yep.
And I said to Paul, I was like, I'm broke, bitch, but I've got X amount of money. What direction should I do? Should I go back to Speedway and try and make it big and back in Speedway? Should I try and progress in the thing? And his reply was simply, he said, whatever you do, just do it well. It makes sense. There's no point half-assing something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought, I've always taken that advice on. That was for years. I talked to him.
Have you actually gone to his training camp up there? Or
no, I'd like to though.
You would?
Yeah.
Okay.
100%. Yeah. Yeah, I would definitely like to.
Why is it the reason that all these guys are out there? Is it just because you're more introverted than say myself or someone else who's more extroverted and would ask? Like obviously you send them a lot of requests, but is it the way they think about it is you're the privateer and you like to do your own thing? That's how I thought about it. That's why I want to bring you in.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, that's probably. And it's like, again, the other way is like all these guys are in business. So if, time's money, if they think I'm wasting their time and they're not going to make anything out of me, I probably wouldn't reply to me either.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's, and that's probably where it's only very small questions, but that's when I know I don't have the cash to ask someone or do something, I just won't ask.
Yeah.
So I'll try to hold off. But that's one thing I'll give Paul is he's always been, we don't talk or anything. Like, it's not like we're best buddies or anything, but for him to reply to me that day was a big thing for me. Well, at
least he replies to you. He doesn't even accept me on Facebook.
Fucking prick. I'll hit him up. I even like a while ago, I was thinking about moving into like team ownership.
Yep.
Instead of driving, because I've got the infrastructure. It's there.
Yeah.
And I messaged what's his name? He owns Team Sydney.
Oh, Jonathan Webb.
Messaged him. I was like, hey, man. And it was a question, and it wasn't like it was something to make money out of me or anything like that. I was just like, hey, how did you decide when it was time? He's got enough cash. He could race forever.
Yeah, yeah.
But when was it time? Like, how did you know that I wanted to stop racing and be a team owner? And I was just curious because, I had that mindset at that point. And he was like, I seen red. Nothing. I was like, "Fuck you, prick." I hope you want something out of me one day because I'm not going to reply to you. I know he wouldn't care less. He'll never need anything out of me. But but by doing that, it's made me realize even if I'm tired and cranky and don't want to message someone back, it might mean something to him. Yeah, because it did. If I could reply to him, it would have meant a lot to me.
How would you go about? Like, okay, you're talking about being a team owner. How would you start a team? Would you do it kind of like obviously the go-kart thing, the Tom Williamson way, or would you do from like 86s to a supercar, like have 2 cars? Between the 2?
Good question. I've thought about it. I guess the hard thing is, again, I reckon that you're better off having if you did a carts to cars, you get people involved. Like if you have say techno carts, they do karting really well. So there's no point me having a kart team and trying to go up against them. Yeah. So you'd say, okay, go with these guys. I'll be a part of it. Or, Formula Ford. I know Cameron Hill's got a really good Formula Ford team. Yeah. He's just had Sargent win the Nationals or Sonic. You go to them. Because there's no point me trying to do all that other stuff and doing it half-ass. But I'd like to one day have a really good Super 2 team. Because like if you sign up with Matty White, there's no reason why you can't win.
Well, maybe we can team up in that aspect and I can do the Formula Ford thing. And
done. We'll make millions.
You can have the Super 2 part.
Yeah.
Super 3, Super 2.
But I guess the hard thing for me is I need to get to that point and I need to show results before I can justify putting a dollar amount saying, come with me because you might win. If I can't prove that, and that's where I'm at as a driver, I need to prove my equipment's good and my crew is good to then, because then maybe one day I might be able to lease that car out.